This is called When I Grow Up, I'm Going to Play for Birmingham City by Gemma Carey, slightly adapted by me. It's a story about a boy called Jack. Like me, he's a Birmingham City fan, hence the scarf. I've also printed it because I'm a newsreader and can only really read scripts when they're printed. Out you go, said Mum, and the screen went black. No, wailed Jack. I was 2-0 up. Very good, said Mum. Now go and play outside. Jack glanced at the window and he saw their kittens, Craig and Gary Gardner, standing in the rain. But Mum, I don't want to go out. Soon, Jack found himself outside, standing in a puddle. What was he meant to do out here? His football was flat and there was no one to play with. I know, he said, bounding indoors. The dripping kittens, Craig and Gary, saw their chance and darted into the kitchen. Mum went mad. Craig, Gary, come back. Jack went up to his bedroom. On the back of his bedroom door, Jack found his blue shirt. For some reason, he always felt more confident wearing his blue shirt, and he felt he played better too. He put it on and he instantly felt happier. Back outside, it had stopped raining. Jack tossed a frizzy tennis ball into the air. He bounced it on his knees and his chest, doing keepy-uppies like his Birmingham City hero, Michael Kifton-Bells. He dribbled the ball around the washing line, sprang up and headed it through the air. Craig and Gary were there playing too, the kittens, not the Gardner brothers. The ball sailed over the fence and hit something with a satisfying thwack. Ow! He heard a noise from next door. It was Mrs. Bettershed. She'd been busy digging up some carrots. My bottom! She shouted. Just then, Jack heard the familiar thump of a car door. Hello, Mrs. Bettershed, called Jack's dad, appearing in the back garden. Mrs. Bettershed glowered and speared the tennis ball with her hefty pitchfork. Sorry, said Jack, trying not to laugh. Hello, superstar. It was Jack's dad. He held out a bag and Jack had a look inside. It was a ball in the colours of their favourite team, Birmingham City. Cool, said Jack. We're celebrating, said Dad, because today is the first day of the new season. I think this could be it, the season we finally win the League Cup and then get relegated a couple of months afterwards. The pair were soon having their best ever game of football. They seemed to play for hours, and then when they eventually stopped for tea, Dad said to Jack, I've spoken to our local team and they're having a trial tomorrow. You can come along if you want. Really, said Jack. Awesome. Next day, Dad and son arrived at the football ground. The changing rooms bustled with children in blue and red bibs, nervously waiting to show off their skills. Out on the pitch, they started playing. The coach signalled for Jack to join a game and he raced over and he cheered when others scored and encouraged players who missed. When one boy fell over, Jack helped him up. Secretly though, Jack was worried about his own performance. When the half-time whistle blew, he'd barely touched the ball, let alone scored. It was like watching Nikola Zigic. Someone near the subs bench caught Jack's eye. It was his dad, waving madly. Jack jogged over and his dad pulled out a Birmingham City shirt from his rucksack. Wear this under your bib, son. You'll always play brilliantly with this on. Jack did as his dad said, and as he sprinted back onto the pitch, he imagined he was sprinting out at St Andrews with the crowd singing along to Keep Right On. All of a sudden, Jack was the best player on the pitch. In the second half, he scored 3 incredible goals and no one else scored any. At the end of the trial, the coach called out the names of the players and one by one, everyone clapped after each name was read out, but Jack's wasn't. Jack stared at his feet. Maybe he hadn't made the team after all. He was so worried. But then the coach said, finally, one young man stood out as the kindest, friendliest lad on the pitch, and he sure can play football. The coach turned to Jack and said, how would you like to be our captain? Wahoo! Jack leaped into the air, waving his arms in excitement. I'll take that as a yes, said the coach, and everyone clapped. Dad couldn't stop grinning. He praised Jack all the way home. You were amazing, son. Unstoppable. A real champion. Cheers, Dad, Jack replied. I can't wait for my first match, but one day I suppose I won't be able to play for them anymore. Oh, why not? Asked Dad. Because when I grow up, I'm going to play for Birmingham City. That was When I Grow Up, I'm going to Play for Birmingham City. I hope you liked it. I think it's great. It's my favourite book. It was written by Gemma Carey and adapted a little bit by me.